You see all these people and all these websites that have thousands and thousands of links and they're ranking on page 1 of Google. And you ask yourself, if I want to rank on page 1 of Google, do I really need thousands of links? Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to break down how many links you actually need to rank on page 1 of Google. Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. As you can see on my screen here, I have the keyword web hosting Google. It's getting roughly 18,100 searches a month in the United States. I'm using the Ubersuggest Chrome extension, which gives me all this data. As well, it tells me how many times it's searched on mobile devices versus desktop devices, the volume over time, cost per click, the demographic information, the searcher's age range. Gives me all of that, as well as a handful of other keyword suggestions on the right side and more metrics on, on the right side on how much traffic a website's getting, their overall domain authority or domain score. And as you keep going on, you'll get more keyword data. But when you look at these sites that are ranking on page 1, and if I look at the first 4, they're ads: GoDaddy, Bluehost, DreamHost, HostGator, all well-known brands. Then you got PCMag, HostGator, TechRadar, Bluehost, CNET, GoDaddy, SiteGround, Network Solutions, and QuickSprout. Those are the pages that are ranking in the top 10. So what I decided to do to show you how many links you really need to rank in the top 10 was I decided to look up each of their link counts on Ahrefs. So I first started with the first website, which is PCMag, as you can see here. And as you can see, as I'm loading up each of these URLs, I'm loading up the link count for that exact URL, not the whole site. And some have more, some have less. Bluehost, Ahrefs wouldn't fetch how many links or show me the links to each URL, but there's a lot here. You'll see 19,000, 583, 922, 53,000 to SiteGround to their homepage. Network Solutions / hosting has 1,000. QuickSprout has 474. But let's go back and look at them very carefully. The first one has 949. Okay, URL rating of 54, domain rating of 91. Then HostGator 88, 16,000 links to that URL. Think about that, 16,000. Now most of them are not do follow. Only 4% are do follow. As you can see here, 62% are do follow. So you have to look at how many links are actually followed, not just the total link count. And then if you keep going, domain rating 90. This one, 1,281 links, 78% do follow. This one is 19,000 links. This is a Bluehost homepage, high domain authority, 19,000 links, 77% that are do follow, right? That's still a lot of links. That's over 10,000 that are do followed. And I'm looking at referring domain names. That's not total number of links, that's total number of unique sites linking. And if you look at this one, 583, URL rating of 38. This is CNET, another popular website. 922 for GoDaddy. SiteGround, 53,000. A lot are do followed, over 89%. So you're probably looking at somewhere over 40 something thousand referring domains, which is a lot. And then you have Network Solutions, 1,000. And then QuickSprout, 474 with 68% do follow. And this is ranking on the bottom slot of page 1. Now, when you think about this and when you look at all the data, the link counts are all over the place. See as low as 474, and you're seeing as high as 53,000. Now, what does this tell you? Just because someone has 53,000 links doesn't mean you need 53,000 links. Look, this is 53,000 links and it's at the bottom slot. And this right here is 949 links and it's at the top slot. And if you look at it, 62% are do followed. So roughly 2/3 are do followed. So you're roughly looking at 600 links. Now, when you scroll down and you look at the links, okay, you'll see QuickSprout. Funny enough, the number 10 listing is linking to the number 1 listing. Probably not a good idea if you want to rank higher. Don't want to really link to the ones that are above you. It'll just really help them keep that position. But as you scroll down and you want to go through the links, Usually the ones at the top, they're showing you, Ahrefs will show you the top 100 for free. And as you scroll down, you'll start seeing a lot more junk links, oral history technology, right? They didn't necessarily build this link. It was just naturally placed, or it could be a spam link. Like if you look at this, a little bit spammy. Learn to code, okay, medium, HostGator awards, high techies. And if you keep scrolling, you're going to start seeing more spammy links. It doesn't mean that they're trying to do spammy stuff. It's just scraper sites just tend to pick up a lot of these URLs. Here's an example: domains.byu.edu, leaving a university. All right. So here's an example of a link that really isn't high quality. I know it's an edu site, but this is not high quality. URL's a little bit spammy. Leaving BYU domains and hosting. All right, you can say it's not too bad, but nonetheless, it's not like the best link out there. And as you continue going down, this one's in Japanese. Young startups, okay. Web design tuts plus. This one, different language. This one, again, different language, no followed. And when you look at the PCMag, okay, they don't have too many bad links, but if I kept going through more than the top 100, you'll end up seeing them, in which there's a lot more, not necessarily spammy links, but what I mean, and spammy is probably the wrong word to use. What I mean is there's a lot of websites that scrape the sites linking to you, and they end up counting as links. You can see it more in the QuickSprout example here. So they got some solid links here. Look, this is a RSS feed, not really a solid link. And if you scroll down, and if I keep scrolling down, keep in mind they have a lot less links in the PCMag, so it's easier to see. Instapaper. All right, let's click on this Instapaper article. Targeted laser. This is just pulling. Like literally, this is just pulling from an RSS feed here. Not really a high quality link there. And if you keep going, look, RSS mix. That one's not good because it's an RSS feed. Let's see, 10 key elements. That one's not bad. But if as I start scrolling, this is a blogger site. Bloggers, not that great. The next scoop, I believe this is an RSS site or a scraper site. Actually, no, this is a legitimate site. Blogin, another feed link. Let's see, this one's no followed. This may be a scraper site. Tips on finding valuable web hosting. Small business Yahoo category. Look at the domain name, doesn't seem that great. Little spammy, scrapey. If I go to welcome to our blog, best site of trading, unbiased trading, web hosting, marketing, it's just random. They don't even have a lot of text. It looks like a scraper site or a junk site. The point I'm trying to make is, and if you keep going through this, you'll see more and more of them, right? Here's another example. Search page, different language. This one is, let's see, Blogspot, right? Blogspot, bloggers, all those, they're not really high quality. The point I'm trying to make is the more lower you go, the more of these scraper sites and junk links that you'll see. So typically what we're seeing is whatever the number that you're seeing in referring domain names, usually if you end up building, a third to a fourth, even a fifth of the links that are reported, you can do quite well. And the key if you want to rank is you don't have to build a lot of links. You want to build legitimate links. You don't want to pay for them. You don't want to use anything that's black hat. You want natural good links. Do your outreach. Look for, don't focus too much on domain rating or domain authority or anything like that. Just focus on building legitimate, high quality links and do it in a very, very slow pace. And I know that may sound crazy. You're thinking slow pace. If I need all these links, I don't have to keep building. Well, if you build too fast, what you'll find is you're going to have to build too many links like some of these sites, right? Look at this HostGator. Yeah, 16,000 links. Surely 4% of our do follow, but a lot of the sites that are ranking, that are trying to rank, that just build too many links too fast, you get caught in this rat race where if you build too many links too fast, it's unnatural. The search engines know it, and you're not going to rank that highly. You need to slow it down. Less is actually better. It's like those social profiles that have hundreds and thousands of followers, but no one really engages. It's because they have a lot of fake followers. If you build quote unquote unnatural links or you're buying them, what you'll find is your rankings won't be as great compared to if you just focus on highly relevant articles that are slow and steady. The other thing that most people don't talk about is click-through rate. The reason that some of the sites that rank at the top that are higher is because they have a way higher click-through rate. You're going to get way more clicks if you have the best web hosting services of 2020, which reviews a lot of the websites that are ranking in the top 10, right? And it's very educational and resource-based, versus if you're someone like Bluehost saying Bluehost, the best hosting 2020, and they're pretty much promoting their own services, right? Same with GoDaddy, hosting secure, fast, reliable solutions. So when you're pitching one solution versus something that's a review, more educational, you'll find that it tends to be easier to rank and you don't have to build as many links. So you don't just need to focus on how many links you're getting, but you also need to optimize for click-throughs, and anything that is resourceful, educational, helpful tends to also rank better. So when you're doing your backlink research, whether you're using Ubersuggest or whether you're using Moz or Ahrefs or SEMrush to look up link counts, remember, whatever people have, a lot of those links are scraper sites, spammy links. It's not that these sites are building spammy links, it's that you naturally get spammy links coming to you when you've been on the web for so long. If you build 1/3 to 1/5 of the links that you're seeing, and you do it slow and steady, and you optimize for click-through rate, you can outrank many other people as well. If you enjoyed this video, if you have any questions on how many links you really need, leave a comment below. I'll do my best to answer it and help you out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it, tell other people about it. Thank you for watching.